Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So we are on to number 2 in our Huda Obsessions palettes. This is the ruby one, which I think is quite fitting for February because Valentine's, if you celebrate, if you don't, whatever, it doesn't matter. We kind of do, and we kind of just don't make a big fuss about it. We kind of just like hang out and like whatever. But yeah, this is the ruby, and I think it's really cool because it's like pinks and reds, which goes with the whole theme of the month. So you could pick one of these for your Valentine's Day looks, because I'm not going to do a specific Valentine's Day look as far as I can think. I might. We don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. So these are the colours here. So they're gorgeous, really big range of colours because you've got really pale pinky kind of shade. It looks darker in real life than it does on camera. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shimmers in this one and 4 mattes, which is different from the sapphire one. Had, I think, 4 shimmers, 5 mattes. Was that the way it was? 1, 2. Or could be the same. I don't know. Anyway, so you got a nice range of colours here. We're going to do some swatches. This is very similar to the one in the sapphire palette, which is like dark navy with kind of brighter specks, but it's not as good, let's just say that. I have it on me now, but you'll see when it comes to actually doing the video, it's a bit, you know, you kind of have to work with it a lot. Yeah, so I do prefer the one in the other palette, but you've got some really gorgeous ones like this one, and these 2 shimmers in the middle here are just, oh my god. This burgundy here is gorgeous. This is a really nice transition shade for these kind of colours that doesn't actually go really pink. It's just like a little wash of very pale pink. You do have something to warm up the colours here. You've got a warmer red, so it's just a variation of reds, burgundies and pinks and kind of coppery shades. So really nice, really cohesive palette. Goes really well together. I really like the looks that I did with this, so there will be 2. This is the first one. You will see another one after this with the rest of the shades that are in the palette. But yeah, let's get on with the swatches. So like normal, we are going to go from my right, so my right is here, to left. I don't know what, I'm confused, I'm already confusing myself, but my right, so this hand, my right hand, to left, this way. All along each row I've got my wipe ready to go, and I got my palette ready to go, so let's just get on with it. So the first shade is a matte. You're not really going to see this on my skin because it kind of isn't too much different from my skin. It's really pale. Well, you can actually kind of see it, yeah, when I kind of press it on my finger you can. Which I know a lot of people think like, oh, finger swatches are not the most accurate, but I like finger swatches. I think you can get a good feel for texture with them and everything. You can actually see, well, I can see it in real life. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Probably, you actually kind of can. I'm surprised. The next shade is this kind of shimmery raspberry, bright pinky fuchsia-y kind of. I'm describing all colours, but yeah. This is so pretty. So pretty. You'll see this in the second look. But oh my god. Like, that's 1 swipe of my finger in the product, but 2 going across to smooth it out. So, so pretty. And then next I have this on my inner corner here. This is like a copper with kind of like a gold and pink shimmer. Also super pigmented. Gorgeous. I really love the shimmers in this. So these 2 are like normal kind of foiled shimmers, so they're not too chunky like the other ones. But you will see this one here is a bit like the one from the last ones where they're a little bit chunky. You just have to be very careful with them. So next, moving on to another matte shade, we're going to go into the matte burgundy, which I love this colour. So pretty. It's really pigmented. Do another layer just to build it. Oh, it's so nice. So nice. Even just this little colour palette here would look so cool together. The next shade then is this middle shade. It's a bit like this one, but more purple, I would say. There's a bit more of like a fuchsia purpley kind of colour to it. Yeah, definitely more purple. Kind of reminds me of MAC's Star Violet eyeshadow, but like on acid. So gorgeous. Kind of has like a coppery base as well. Like there is a bit of warmth in it when you start blending it out, but it's got bright like neon pink glitter in it. And this shade is the difficult one. It kind of swatches quite nice, I have to say. You have to be very gentle with it. It just, I feel like the texture of the base colour is not quite what it should be. It's like, it's too powdery. It doesn't give you that foiled effect that the other, sorry, it doesn't give you the foiled effect that the other ones do. That's 2 layers of it as well. So I feel like the other one in the Sapphire palette was more, there was a lot more impact to it when it actually went onto the skin when you're swatching it, and even when you're applying it with a brush, there was a lot more impact going on. This, you'll see in the video, I had to do like 10 layers and I had to use it wet, and then I went back in and I went more, and you'll see what I mean when it comes to that. Okay, and then on to the last row, we're gonna go into this kind of like a, what would I say, like a cherry red, like a tomato-y kind of red shimmer. This is very hard pressed shimmer. So this is what I would call like your standard kind of shimmer and not a foil, if that makes sense. It's a lot more orangey. Really, really nice to go with these. Like this with this would look so pretty. I think it would look really, really cool together. Next we're on to a matte shade, which I use as my transition shade here, or one of my 3 transition shades. This one, you do need to build up a little bit, but I feel like as a transition shade, it's gorgeous. It's perfect. It's a lot more peachy. I think this, with this on the lid, like this just blended out and this pressed on the lid, and then like loads of mascara. Beautiful. And then the last shade is this bright raspberry pinky red kind of colour. And this is just so nice. This I also use as a transition shade, or kind of like the main colour here. I use the burgundy to darken, but it's so pretty. I just love the colour scheme when it's all like monochromatic or slightly monochromatic, like it's a cohesive palette together. I just think they're so, so pretty. I think when you look at these kind of palettes, you kind of look, you're like, okay, we're going to do red, but we're going to do different red, and then next year like we're still going to do red, but it's going to be even more different than this one. You can kind of get so many ideas even just with one colour scheme. You know, like one colour, but you're doing a whole different range of looks because you've got everything you need to do with them. I do really like this palette. I would say I probably prefer the Sapphire one to this one. Like I said, I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it yet, the Sapphire one, and all the other ones that I've done before this. I do love this. I would still be very happy if this was the only palette I had, but I think I prefer the actual textures of a lot of the shades that are in the Sapphire one more. That's just my opinion, but I still have the emerald one to go, so we'll decide through all of those. And I think at the end I might do a little roundup of all the palettes that I have, because I've got 4 other Obsessions palettes, the original ones that came out, not all of them, just 4 of them. So I've got 7, so I might just do like a roundup as to my least favourite to my favourite. That might be a cool video. I think that might be nice to kind of finish off the little series. And I'll say it again, the next one is going to be the last one in the series, but if she comes out with more, and I really want one, I will buy them and I will do a video on them. So this is what happened the last time. I said this and then I had to do more. So yeah, this is the Ruby palette. I really like it. Second favourite to the Sapphire, but I do really like this palette. So let's get on with the looks. Am I pale? I am obviously pale. Am I paler than normal? I feel like I look very... Nah, this actually kind of looks quite accurate. I am really pale. Ooh. Okay, so this is our first look with the Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes. I'm going to scoot in a bit because I'm a bit far away from the mirror. There we go, it's better. This is the Ruby palette. I'm very excited about this one. So these are colours. You would have seen all the swatches at the beginning. I think what we're going to do today is we're going to use these two, so this kind of coppery goldy kind of colour, this dark almost black burgundy with burgundy and pink glitter through it. What else are we going to use? We're going to use this one up here, which is like a nice transition shade, like a baby pink transition shade. We're going to use the burgundy. We're going to use these two as well as transition shades and blending colours. We want it to be really bright. So yeah, this is what we're going to do today. I have already got on, my foundation is the Ordinary Serum Foundation Lightweight Serum Formula. I'm in the shade Fair with the pink undertone, and it's got an SPF of 15. It's got that on because it's really, really, really thin, so it keeps all the focus on the eyes. I don't want anything too heavy on my eyes. I've got my brows done as well. I don't know if they're darker than I normally do them. I am using something that I don't normally use. This is the Catrice Eyebrow Set. It's just like a powder, 2 powders. I've used the lighter shade, tiny bit of the dark one in any bald spots, but mainly the lighter shade. In this as well, it's pretty cool. You slide the door out, you get a little tweezers, and you get a little spoolie and a little angle brush. So it's pretty cool. I never use it, I don't know why. I always just tend to use my Inglot eyeshadow. And then for primer, this is my little mini Urban Decay Primer Potion on my eyes, because I want a nice sticky base to work with. So let's get on with the shadows. So starting off with our shadows, we're going to use this baby pink here. This is on my Inglot 6SS, and we're just going to use this in my crease. It'll just give a pink hue, but you're not really going to be able to see it too much because I am so pale. Okay, and next we're going to take a MAC 217 and we're going to go into this kind of peachy sort of shade down here. Just going to load that up just on one side of the brush, so we don't have anything on that side, it's just on this side. And we're going to pop that to the outer corner first, you can see how pigmented that is, and then bring it into the crease. And I mean, you could have skipped that baby pink shade, or if you find it doesn't really work too well on you, it's more of a highlight, that's fine. This is your main transition shade anyway, but I did want to add that one in just to kind of help this not look too orange and more peach, because it is slightly more orangey peach than it is pinky peach. And then I'm just cleaning off my brush on a little colour switcher thingy. You could probably just leave it, I mean it's not really going to blend together anyway, but I did want it nice to be a bit cleaner. We're going to go into this kind of raspberry shade. This is like a matte raspberry sort of shade. Load up the brush, this is quite pigmented. I have used this one before. I'm just going to pop this a bit deeper into the crease, so we're not bringing it up as high, but they should effortlessly blend in. So again, starting out here and then just curving it around into my socket. So it makes it look more pink, more ruby-like. Then I'm going back in with my 6SS, just not taking any more on it, I just want to use it to soften out my edge. Okay, so still working on the crease, we're going to go in with a MAC 221 brush. It's like a small 217 or small 224, but white, I don't know. We're going to take this burgundy shade. This is such a gorgeous colour, I love this. I'm just going to load that up, tap it off because it is very pigmented, you don't need that much. And we're just going to pop that into the socket. So again, mainly on this outer portion, we want that to be nice and deep. And then just bring it in, bring it around. And when I'm building it up, I'm always building up this outer corner first, because this is where I want all the darkness to be. I just want it to kind of curve around, like fade around that way. Okay, so now that we are all nicely blended, we are going to go into this really, really dark, there you go, you can kind of see it there, this really dark black burgundy, if that makes sense, and it's got pink and kind of coppery glitters through it. It's a bit like in the Sapphire palette, if you remember that look. If not, I will link it down below. The first look that I did, I used the dark, like glittery navy sort of shade on the lid. It's basically that, but the burgundy version, like the ruby version, you know what I mean? It's got a very similar texture where it's a little bit chunky, so you just need to be very careful. I'm going to use actually the same brush that I used in that video. This is that sleek, very stiff brush, flat brush for this, and we're just going to load this up. Now I have used this before, I've kind of done this, or something very similar to this look before, just when I was going out. We're just going to load that up and press on. Now what I will say that I know from doing this before is that this is not as strong as the other shade, so like the pinky purpliness in it is not as strong. It can go a bit brown looking at first because it is more of a burgundy sort of shade. But if you just stick with it, really load it up, really build that colour up, pressing it on, swiping it on, all that nice burgundy glitter will stick in. you can wet it. Actually, I might try that and just see what it's like. Just for shits and giggles. Got my little Lavender Fix Plus spray. Not on my laptop, which would be a good idea. So we're in the Sapphire palette. That kind of glittery navy shade was one of my favourites of the palette. I have a few favourites of that palette, but that and the lime green. But that was one of my favourite shades, which surprised me when I first used it. This is not my favourite shade of this palette, because I feel like this is a lot harder to work with. I think it's because it's more based in brown. It takes a lot for the like kind of gold and pink and burgundy kind of shimmer to come through. Okay, so because we use this wet, it's looking a bit like kind of just like slapped onto the skin. So we are going to take our burgundy shade again on our 2-1 brush, and we're just going to stamp that over where that meets the burgundy, the shimmery burgundy, and just blend around here, because I'm not doing like a cut crease. I don't want this to be a cut crease. I don't usually do cut creases. I do, but like it's not the be all and end all of makeup, as I said before. But just to blend the edge, just so that it's not too stark looking. You will find as well that you get a lot of follow with that shade. So it's not my favourite of that palette. I find it's a little bit hard to work with. It's a lot more effort than it needs to be. Let's just say that. Okay, I think I can live with that. I can live with that. Okay, so we are gonna go on to fill in this little gap we left in here. I forgot to say that I did leave a little gap. And for that, we're going to take this kind of peachy copper kind of shade. It's like a copper base with a pink shimmer. And on a flat brush, we're just going to pack that in here. Just make sure it blends into the burgundy that's on the lid. Now this colour is beautiful. I really like this colour. I will tell you kind of towards the end what ones are my favourites, because I know I said in the last one my favourites were the lime green and the dark blue with the blue glitter. So I'll let you know as we go on. I still have another look to do, so I want to showcase all of them before I let you know what's my favourite and why. So for my lower lash line, just to start it, we're going to take the dark burgundy shade, and I'm taking that on my trusty 214 brush from MAC, my little flat stubby brush, and we're just going to pop that as close as we can get to the lashes. Okay, so I was going to continue, but I think I want to do my under eye concealer now, because I want to be able to blend something a little bit further down, like one of the lighter shades down a bit more, and if I put my concealer on, it'll cover that up, so there's no point in me doing that. I am going to do a little follow test. I can see it from, like, I'm at a good distance away from my mirror and I can already see it, and I'm blind from a distance, so yeah. Let's go with this. Oh, I look like I got whiskers. Yeah, there is fallout from that dark shade because we had to use so much of it. I'm not too fussed. I always kind of do my makeup like this where I can always just wipe it away. That doesn't bother me too much. So I'm going to tidy this up. I'm going to do my concealer, probably my powder as well, and we'll come back and finish the eyes. Okay, I'm all concealed, I'm all powdered, everything's good. I'm going to go in to, just to finish off my under eyes like I said, I'm going to take my 217 and I'm going to just mix these two together, this one and this one together, to get a bit of both, so that way it looks more blended, and we're just going to run this along the edge. And then to finish off with shadow, we're going to go back into this coppery shade up here, just on a really small little brush, and I'm just going to pop this on this inner portion here. I'm not going to do an inner corner highlight because the palette doesn't have one, and I don't know, I don't feel like I need one. I think this is fine. This will kind of do as an inner corner highlight, even though it's not really. I'm not going right in here anyway, but I mean, I'll survive. Life's not going to be over. So let's finish the eyes off. I'm going to do liner. For liner, I'm going to use I'm going to use my MAC Feline pencil. It's just a kohl pencil. Now because this is a bit more of a smoky look, I like to do a smoky liner with my smoky looks. I feel like it just looks more cohesive when I do that as opposed to a big wing liner, unless I specifically want to do a wing liner. But if I'm not sure or I want it to look really cohesive, I tend to do a smoky liner. Smoky liner is basically pencil smudged in. That's basically all. So we're going to just do a bit of this just along the lash line. And then once we've got a bit of a liner going on top, I'm going to just run this into my waterline. Okay, so I'm pretty much done now with my eyes. I just have to put mascara and my lashes on. Just do my cheeks and my lip, which I'm going to do all off camera because just to save us a bit of time. And yeah, I'll come back to you in a sec. Okay, so I finished everything and I did my hair. I actually put effort into my hair, like, I don't know, and I'm going to work, they're going to be like, what the hell is going on? I'm just going to fly through everything that I've put on my face. So I just use my MAC Upward Lash Mascara like I've been using for the past while. I'll use that until it's gone pretty much. As my mascara, I used the Allure Fleur de Force Fleur and Fabulous lashes. I love these lashes. They're so comfortable, but they're really nice and full without looking like ridiculous or covering up anything that I've got on my eyes. My skin, you might think this is a bit of a, it doesn't actually look like what I have on at all, but it is exactly what I have on. This is the Sleek Blush by 3 Sugar palette. It looks like this. It's gorgeous. Okay, this is going to be really hard. I've got on the center one. It's called Muscovado. Oh, I don't know. This middle one anyway. So it's like this brown, but it's actually like a red undertone with like a coppery kind of shimmer through it. So I've got that on to my cheeks very lightly because it's very pigmented. I put it on at first and I was like, I don't really have to blend it out. So that's that. So as my highlight, I'm using the Kiko Cream Radiance Highlighter. This is in 02. It's like this cream to powder kind of finish. Yeah, so I just have that. I use my finger just to tap that onto my cheeks because this blush has got a lot of shimmer to it, but I wanted something a little bit extra, obviously. And then on my lips, no lip liner, just the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in Times Square. Looks darker than it does in the tube once it's set, but I love this colour. It's so comfortable. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have on my face now. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. This is the first look of the Huda Ruby Obsession, I keep saying Sapphire, Ruby Obsessions palette. We will be doing another look and I hope you like it. Alrighty, so we are on to our second look of the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions palette. Before I get into anything, just want to say one little thing. You may notice that I look like I've got really bad pink eye. I don't. My eyes are actually stained from, surprisingly, and this didn't happen before when I ever used it. I've used this a few times, I've used this colour a few times, but it's only actually happened this time. I used the Huda Electric Obsessions the other night when I was going out for my boyfriend's birthday. I'll just let you know, this one up here, this like magenta sort of shade, and this pink here as well. I use those two and my eyes are stained all in here. Now I did also use, so I don't know if it's just the Huda palette, just want to let you know, I did use the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place. I know I haven't properly shown this on my channel, but I will be showing it soon. I did use this and I used some of the kind of reddy pink down here and the purple underneath. So I don't know, I'm not sure which of them it is. It could be mainly the Huda palette though, because that's the main colour I had in there. I only had that red pink to deepen it slightly, but it was mainly the colours from this palette, which didn't happen any other time that I used these colours, so I don't know what's happening. I don't know, it's stained. I don't mind that, it doesn't bother me. I can obviously cover it up and all that. I just wanted to let you know if that's something that you're very weary of. It has happened to me. Very weird, I don't know. But anyway, let's get on with this look. So just to save us a bit of time, I've already got on the Fenty Beauty, that's why I'm reflecting all the light in the world. Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation, Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, whatever it's called, in the shade 110. I could probably do it getting a shade darker, I think. I could get a shade darker. This is fine, it matches me when I put everything else on, it's fine. But I think I might go like a shade, maybe 2 shades darker. We never know, we never know. And then I've also got my brows on. This is the Penultimate Brow Marker from MAC. It's a marker and I just put it on my brows. Simple. It goes on a little bit pink at first, but then it dries down to an actual brown colour. So I was a bit like, oh my god, am I going to have pink eyes and pink brows as well? But no, it goes on and yeah, it's fine. And I'm going to prime my eyes now. I'm going to use a bit of a different primer. I've been using this the past little while and it's been working. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, mainly because I actually don't really like this under my eyes. I don't think it agrees with my skin or something. It goes very dry and creepy looking on my skin. I'm going to take this number 7 eyeshadow blend and contour brush. I'm just going to take a little bit of that nudie pinky kind of shade and we're just going to whack that into the crease. I don't even care how this looks. I'm literally just putting it there for something to help the red shade blend into because I don't want it to be too difficult to blend. Not that I found the mattes are that difficult to blend. I've heard some people say they're very difficult. I don't actually find they're very difficult, but because I don't set my primer, I always like to have some sort of a, not a base, but like a, what's it called, like a, something to work the colours into basically. I don't like setting my primer. I like the stickiness of a primer. I like my shadows to actually stick to the primer and they can't do that if you've set it already with a powder. It works for some people, it doesn't work for me. I don't find I get any sort of payoff that I really want or really could get out of a shadow. So I don't set primer and that is why. We're going to go into this shade here on a MAC 217 brush. This is really, really pigmented. We're just going to pop that to the outer corner and then just bring that on the inner crease. And then I'm going to take a little bit more and we're going to pop that on this inner corner and just meet them, whatever's left on the brush, just meet it in the center. So you have that nice halo shape. And then I'm going to go back into that number 7 brush and that nude shade again. We're just going to kind of apply that as if I'm doing a brow bone highlight. I don't mind my brow bone being a little bit pink as well because I want it to always fade upwards. Making sure my edges are nice and soft. Okay, so I want to darken this up a little bit, so I'm going to go in with this burgundy wine maroon sort of shade. This is an e.l.f. what are you? Crease brush. It's just a real stubby little pencil brush. And we're just going to pop that into the outer corner again. Bringing it up a little bit. And then a little bit in here as well, because we want it to be matching on either side. That's what's going to create that really deep halo effect. I'm just taking my 217 again, and we're just going to soften that out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to move on to the lid colours now. We're going to have to fit 3 shades, 2 on both sides here and then 1 on the centre. Let's see how it goes. I can usually fit a good few colours in my eyes. I do have a good bit of lid space because my eyes are quite large and round. But we're going to go into this one here and I'm going to use the e.l.f. concealer brush. It's a really flat, stiff synthetic brush, so hopefully I'll be able to pick up a good bit of product with this because this is the dry shade. It's quite packed. I wouldn't say dry, it's very packed in, and hopefully it sticks quite well. I'm going to pop this right next to those matte shades on the outer corner. Oh, that's actually really nice when it's on. Oh, there's like a really nice kind of flash on there. And then a little bit right next to the matte shades on the inner corner. So we're going to move on to this shade here, and this is just a flat brush. I have no idea where I got the name of this. So we're going to take this red shade here, shimmery red. This is a beautiful colour. I'm just going to put that right next, overlapping that shade there. Still try to leave a gap. It may look like it's impossible, but try if you can. If you can't, it's fine because you can just layer the last shade on. Okay, I can already see and feel a lot of fallout. I'm going to have serious pink under eyes in a sec, as well as pink actual lids. Okay, so we're done with that shade. I'm going to take this flat, this is a Charles Fox, I think. I don't know what number it is. It's a really small little flat brush, so it looks like a little concealer brush. So we're going to take a bit of this, and we're going to take some of this purpley shade here. I have a mirror down here so I can make sure that I'm getting the right colour without constantly looking into the viewfinder. We're going to take that and we're going to pop that right on the centre here. So like I said, if you couldn't leave enough space, like the way I have on this side, it'll still layer really nicely, so don't worry about having to leave that bit of space. If you can leave it, that's great, like do it, but don't worry too much about it. Okay, so let's do a fallout test. Let me take my fingers and yeah, good bit of fallout. Not as bad. I thought it was going to be worse, to be fair. I did think it was going to be worse. I'm going to just blend that away using a Real Technique sponge. I don't know what this sponge is called. I got it in a set, but it is a Real Technique sponge. It's one of them funny shaped ones, not like a normal one. I actually like it. Okay, so I went away, I did some concealing and powdering, so now I'm still pale. I'm not going to say I look less pale. I'm still pale, but normal pale. Yeah. I made some tea. Love of my life. So for my lower lash line, let's see. I want to go in with, I kind of want to repeat what I did on top. So I think we're going to do this one on the outer corner. We're going to do a little bit of this and maybe just the purple, maybe not this and maybe just the purple, or maybe just this and not the purple. We'll play. For that, I want to go into, where's my little brush? There it is. So this little teeny weeny little brush, like smaller than a pencil brush. It's like a fluffy liner brush if you want to really get technical. We're going to go into the burgundy shade. And I just want to connect right on that outer corner. And then I'm going to take a tiny little bit of it and we're just going to go and wrap that around here. No inner corner highlighter because not really one in here. Like I've said many times about these palettes, but I don't mind. I have lots of them. I don't want to use other shadows in this. I want it to be dedicated to this unless I particularly feel like I need one. I'm going in with the tomatoey red shade down here again on a MAC 214 brush, and we're just going to do kind of like what we did on top, just right next to that dark shade. We're going to pop that there. And then right next to the dark shade on the inner corner. Okay, so then just to finish off the lower lash line, I'm going to take the red up the top here. I've decided just the red and leave the flash of purple just on the lid so it has more of a pop up there. And we'll just do the red on the centre down here. Just so that it matches, but it's not exactly the same. Okay, so I'm going to just finish off. The last little thing I'm just going to show you that I'm going to do is use this Kiko Milano Lasting Precision Automatic Eyeliner and Kohl. So it's a kohl liner basically. It's in this kind of burgundy shade. I think I've used it before on my channel. And I'm just going to pop that on my waterline just because I think it'll go really well with this sort of look. Okay, so I'm going to do my liner on top, my mascara, my lashes, my skin, my lip, all off camera, just to kind of cut out a bit of time. And I'll do like I always do, and you're probably bored of me saying it every time. I'll come back and I'll show you everything that I have on my face. So I'll see you in a sec. Alrighty guys, so the makeup is done. I'm going to show you what I have on the rest of my face. For my liner on top, it's nothing special. It's the Urban Decay, where is he gone? The Perversion pencil. I can't find it. Lost it already. I've already lost it. I just literally ran it along my upper lash line, my tight line, and put my lashes on. It was basically just to help with my lash line. Mascara's been my MAC Upward Lash Mascara. There he is. Because that's my current mascara that I'm using, and I like to be dedicated to one mascara until it's gone. So I'm always true to my mascaras. For my lashes, I've already said they are the House of Lashes, the Allura Lights. Because they're nice and wispy and long in the centre. Yeah, I've already talked about those. What else have we got on the face? Oh, I have bronzer on. I know I use this a lot, but I've actually used it more as bronzer than I have as contour. I usually use it as contour. This is the Benefit Dallas bronzer, but I've actually used it as bronzer. So yeah, look at me. Look at me, I'm bronzed. I'm bronzed. As bronzed as a pale person can be. And then on my cheeks for my blusher, I use something that I love to use with red lipstick and red eyeshadow because I think it's perfect blush tone without looking too red and too pink, and that is MAC's Margin Blusher, blah blah blah. Just because I just think that it works really well with red on the eyes basically. And then to finish off the cheeks, I used the Fenty Beauty, what are you called? The Kilowatt Highlighter Duo in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal, and I used both of them. So, open, for God's sake. So, this one here is the kind of softer, more satiny sheen highlighter, and then this is the more sparkly side. So I did this mainly, and I did one sweep of my brush over my cheek, one more sweep on this side, and that's all I did of that one, but it's mainly this one. But I did use both. So I used that on my cheeks. And then on my lips, I have a bit of a combo going on here. I have used, I wants to go a bit brighter with my lip, which I don't normally do when I'm doing a heavy eye, or else I go really dark with my lip. I'd never really go bright with my lip with a heavy eye. I don't know why. I quite like it though. This might not even seem too bright, but for me it's quite bright. This is the Colourpop Ultra Satin Liquid Lipstick. The name has completely gone off the side, so yeah. This is in the shade November, which is like a rose, dark rose kind of shade, really nice. And I like the Ultra Satin lips as well, but I felt like it went a bit orange on me, so to balance that out, I lined, after I put it on, I went over it with a bit of liner around the outside in a bit of an ombre kind of shape, just not too obviously ombre. And I used the MAC Pro Longwear lip pencil in Miss Diva, because I am one. Not really, but yeah. So that's pretty much everything I have on my face. I don't think I have anything else, and I don't think I could fit anything else on my face. No. So yeah, that's it. Alrighty guys, so this is it. This is it for the Ruby palette as well. So I do really like this palette, I will say that. I like every colour. I will say I do like this colour, just don't love this colour, but I love everything else basically. This one's a little bit hard to work with as well, but I feel like you can make it work. This is extremely hard to work with. I would say I like the Sapphire palette more so far, because we still have the Emerald one to go, which will be next month hopefully. But yeah, I do like the palette. It's not my favourite of all the palettes that I have, and I will be doing a roundup video of the ones that I have and kind of putting them all, ranking them basically in order. My top, what have I got? 7? My top 7. And it'll be from my least favourite down to my favourite to number 1. That's going to be a plan eventually. I don't know when. I always say eventually because I work full time and have to fit this all in while working full time. I don't do this as my job. I wish I did, but I don't. But yeah, that's the Ruby palette, and I do really like it, and I love how this all turned out. I think it looked really, really cool. I think the lashes made it look really cool. Although I don't like using lashes as a crutch, but I do think the lashes made it look more like vampy, more vampire-y, and I look a bit more evil, which I like. I do like looking evil. That is everything. I hope you all enjoyed these 2 looks and get something from this, whether it be recreating the looks, whether you want the palette or not, whatever it is, it's up to you. If you did like this, then give me a big thumbs up and hit subscribe to see more videos and to see the Emerald palette coming up soon. I will be doing more Disney princess looks eventually. And yeah, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think of the palette and which of the 2 looks is your favourite. I want to know, I think I like this best. I think this is my favourite of the 2 looks, because I like the overall look it gave. Where the other one I liked, but this is better for me. I think this is a bit more me. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video guys. Bye!